I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. We have to do more than just organize and protest.
Born and raised in Brooklyn, George Martinez grew up on hip-hop. And after years of using his MC skills to rhyme about the social struggle of his surroundings, he decided to take the mic onto the political stage as a U.S. congressional candidate.
It must have been about 10 years old, 1980s, and at some point I began to realize that the ability to communicate mattered, and I began to write raps. Raps that expressed my feelings about my neighborhood, raps that expressed my feelings about the hope of my family. One point somebody told me, why don't I think about becoming a college professor, because I had a great voice, and I already knew that as an MC, I was teaching, except I was teaching on street corners and in the community. So I went from literally bringing hip-hop into the classroom where people resisted me to being able to teach my own course at Pace University called The Politics of Hip-Hop.
We going block by block and city by city.
Early on, I remember people challenging the premise that hip-hop could be used to motivate people to make differences in the neighborhoods and to affect the vote. When I first ran for office, people laughed at me from the hip-hop community, and they thought I was crazy for putting on a suit and engaging in the electoral arena. But I knew that my community required that some of us step forward. And at some point in the 2000s, I was appointed by the United States Department of State as a hip-hop ambassador. And since then, I've traveled to over 13 countries throughout Latin America.
And all things give thanks, and every moment is precious. Spend time with my lessons, and I'm done with your offenses.
I got involved in Occupy Wall Street about the second week of the occupation in 2011. And what I saw was something from my perspective was very hip-hop orientated. People getting together in a public space and beginning to transform that public space with creative ideas. And we jumped right in. The first thing I did was, with my wife, was create the Occupy Wall Street official hip-hop anthem.
I'm free, not defined by what I have, but what I give to my community and humanity.
I recognized that it was also important for the movement to be able to mobilize locally to take on electoral direct actions, and I decided to run for Congress as a Occupy Wall Street activist candidate. Well, I ran for Congress, and the premise was simple: to build a people's machine to be able to compete against the corporate control over our democracy. The premise was to build a do-it-yourself democracy toolbox that we can actually share with other people so that they can take the tools and begin to run their democracy where they live. And we've been successful in doing those things and inspiring other people, that we can, in fact, begin to challenge these people right where they are, right in their offices of power, by beginning to bum rush the vote, by beginning to take them on as candidates.
When the real hits the fan, son, who you gonna call? Not Ron Paul, more like the honorable Valery Ortiz with a team of superheroes. Walk throughout the land for my team of superheroes.
I have great hope and aspirations for the Latino community's political power as it's burgeoning right now in our country. And watch out when we're coming, because the Goyification of the United States of America is happening. I firmly believe that we are the change that we've been waiting for.
Occupy all airways, spaces in between. Occupy the undercover and the overseas.